Hey there guys, welcome to my YouTube channel The Indian Jugaads, and today I'll be making an inverter but only with a relay. So this is the relay I'll be using for the build. If you don't know how relays work, check out my video. It will be on the I button somewhere here. And let's get started with the build. Besides the relay, we need a capacitor, a transformer with a load connected, and a piece of wire. So let's do this. So guys, as you can see, the build is complete. This is the supply wire, this is the capacitor, this is the relay, the transformer and the load. So firstly let's test it. Negative to the negative and positive to positive. As you can see, the relay inverter works fine. Actually, it works pretty well. The noise that you hear is the noise of the clicking sound of the relay as the relay switches back and forth. So now let's turn it off. And one good thing about this circuit is that the relay does not even get warm after testing it for 10 minutes. Now let's test a bigger bulb. This is a 5-watt lamp. So let's test it. And as you can see, this also works fine. Now let's test an even bigger bulb or an incandescent bulb. So this is a 15-watt lamp, as you guys might know. Now let's test this one. Guys, this works also, but you might not see that. Let me bring it close to the camera. Now you might see that it is glowing a bit. Can you see the filament glowing a little bit? Now let me turn off the light. I hope you can see the filament glowing a little bit. But that's because of this transformer. This transformer cannot deliver enough power to light up this bulb. Powerful transformer with this circuit can deliver up to about 50 or 60 watts, which is enough to light up this bulb. This is a 60 watt 220 volt lamp, but it will not work on this. As you guys might see, the filament is not even glowing or not even red. So there is not enough power. Now guys, I have connected this socket with this transformer in parallel to this so that we can test even more appliances. So let's do a quick test with these two bulbs simultaneously. Guys, let's test it. As you can see guys, they both glow at the same time, but the brightness is a little bit low. Actually, that doesn't matter. It's really negligible. So guys, let's get to the schematic part. Guys, you might find many videos about this circuit, not the same but kind of same circuit, but none of them really explains how this circuit actually works. See how this works. So guys, let's get to the copy. So guys, this is the circuit diagram. This is the positive terminal from the battery. This is the negative terminal from the battery. This is the capacitor. This is the relay. This is the transformer and nothing else. I will suggest you to use a 400 microfarad capacitor, or you can use any different value. Actually, the capacitor value of the capacitor depends on the relay. How this works. If you know how a relay works, you can easily understand how this circuit works. If you haven't seen my relay basics video, please give it a watch. It will be somewhere here in the I button. Now, as you know, a relay switches in between this terminal and this terminal. So when there is no power in the relay, the switch remains here. As you know, the relay switches between this terminal and this terminal. So when in the off position means when there is no current in the relay, the switch is in this position. That means this is the normally closed terminal. So when you connect the battery, there is a voltage in this terminal and also in this terminal. That means as this terminal is connected to this terminal, and this terminal is sorted to again this terminal. So ultimately via this route the circuit closes and the current passes between these two terminals, and as the current passes through this circuit or this coil of the relay switches its position, and when the circuit closes via this path, a coil of the relay generates magnetic field, and due to which the relay switches its position to this terminal, and the coil of the relay generates magnetic field. The coil of the relay generates magnetic field, due to which this terminal switches its position to this terminal. Like this, the relay switches its position from this terminal to this terminal like this. But as this detaches from this terminal, the circuit via this path closes, as this is no longer attached to this terminal, and as a result current stops to flow in this circuit. But as there is a capacitor, there is still some charge, there is still some current in the, but as there is a capacitor, so the capacitor provides charge even after this is detached from this terminal. So that's why the coil of the relay switches this to this terminal, and now the circuit is completed via this circuit, which means the current flows through the transformer now. As the charge in the capacitor drops, the current flow is stopped in the winding, and the relay again switches back to this terminal, and then again this circuit closes and this again detaches and attaches to this terminal, and the cycle continues like this. This on-off cycle in the relay generates an AC alternating current in the transformer, and the transformer converts the low voltage or 12 volts to 220 volts, and the load is connected to this side, and that's how this circuit actually works. Now imagine this capacitor was not present here. So what happens that this circuit closes via this path, and then this terminal will try to switch to this terminal. As this detaches from this terminal, current flow will be stopped, and there will be no current in the coil of the relay, and that's why there will be no magnetic field anymore, and the relay will never be able to reach this terminal and close this terminal. So it will never close via this path, and the transformer will never receive an AC current. So guys, that's it for now. If you have gained some knowledge watching this video, or even if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a like, do share and subscribe my YouTube channel.